Hello children, today I am going to teach you tenses. Students, tense is the form of a verb which shows the time of an action and its degrees of completeness. The word tense means time. Tense is a form of a verb which shows the time of an action and its degrees of completeness. Students, there are three kinds of tenses. Tenses are of three kinds: past tense, present tense and future tense. Past tense indicates that the action took place in the past time, like she performed her duty nicely, the students played well. And present tense present tense indicates that the action is done at the present time, like I pray to God daily. And the third one is the future tense. Future tense indicates that the action will be done in the future time, like we shall attend the meeting. Then there's a three kinds of tenses, students. And past tense means the action took place, it shows the action that took place in the past. And present means it shows that action take place in the present time, means the action is done at the present time. And future tense means it indicates that the action will be done in the future time. Okay, students, each of these three main tenses have four forms, or we can say each of these three tenses have four kinds. Then past have four forms, and present has also four forms, and future has also. What these forms are? Simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. Or we can say like simple present tense, present continuous, and present perfect tense and present perfect continuous tense. Students, today I will teach you simple present tense. Present tense first kind and first form, simple present tense. Its uses. Let's see. The simple present tense is used for repeated or regular actions. It's used for the repeated action and for the regular actions. The action which we used to do daily or regularly, we can say, or the action which we repeated. I go to school by bus. Go is the verb, it's showing the action. They play football in the park every day. Second, for facts or what is known to be true, we can say for facts. Simple present tense is used for facts also, like a spider has 8 legs. We can't change it, it's a fact. A spider has 8 legs. The president lives in the Rashtrapati Bhavan. For habit also, like Hina wakes up at 6 a.m. It's showing here the habit of Hina. Like Riya brushes her teeth 3 times a day. It represents the habit of Riya. For things that are generally true, like the sun rises in the east, it's generally true, no one can change it, and it's true for all people. We use the simple present tense for the repeated and regular action, for facts, for habits, and for the things that are generally true. Okay. These are the uses, and here I am going to teach you the structure. Firstly, I'll start the structure. You should know, student, the helping verb or auxiliary verb, we can say, of simple present tense is do and does. Do and does. Do is used with the plural subject and does is used with singular subject. Okay, does is used with singular subject and do is used with plural subject. Let's see how we form the affirmative sentence in simple present tense. For affirmative sentences in the simple present tense, we use the base form of the verb. Means in affirmative sentence, we use the base form of verb. Base form means first form of verb. As you know, student, there are three forms of verb. Then we use the first form or base form. Like subject, verb first form, or we can say base form, and object we can say, and or the rest of the sentence. Students, subject can be singular and plural. Subject can be singular and plural. Then for singular subject, we follow the structure subject plus then verb first form means base form plus s or es means we add s or es into the verb. Then object. When our subject is singular, then we follow this structure. Means we can say, I can say in simple word like when our subject is singular in affirmative sentence, then we should add s or es in the verb. And in plural subject, when our subject is plural, subject plus verb first form plus object. No need to add s and es. Means when our subject is plural, then no need to add s or es into the verb. We do not add s or es into the verb. Means your verb means main verb, we can say. Means action word. Okay, with singular subject we add s or es into the verb, means main verb, and plural subject we do not add s or es. And what the singular subject like he, she, it, and singular subject. Plural subject like you, we, they, and plural subject like plural nouns. Example here, students, he plays football every Sunday. As you can see here, he is singular and play is the verb, and here I have add s. He plays verb. Why? Because he is a singular subject, and I have told you when our subject is singular, then we will add s or es into the verb. That's why I have add here s. Next, birds fly. As you can see, birds is a subject and it's a plural because there's given s, and it's a plural, and fly is a verb, and I have not add here s or es. Why? Because our subject is plural. Means here subject is plural, that's why I have not add here s or es. Means when our subject is singular, then we will add s or es. When our subject is plural, then we do not add s or es in affirmative sentences. Next one is negative sentences. The structure of negative sentences means the structure of negative sentences is subject, then helping verb. Students, when we form negative or interrogative sentences, then there should be helping verb. Without helping verb or auxiliary verb, we can't form negative or interrogative sentences. So it's very important that there should be helping verb, and don't forget to write the helping verb. And as I have told you here, the helping verb or auxiliary verb of the simple present tense is do and does of simple present tense. Please remember it and please learn it also. Then negative sentences, the structure subject plus helping verb do and does. As I've told you, according to the subject you will write. If subject is singular, then you will write does, and when subject is plural, then write do. Do is used with plural subject and does is used with singular subject. It will be used according to the subject. Plus not plus verb. Verb first form means verb should be in base form, and object. You will write verb in the base form. Like penguins do not fly. Here penguins are used in a plural. It's a plural means our subject is plural. That's why I've written here do. And it's a negative sentence. Then subject verb means helping verb plus not and verb. There's not given any object. Next, he does not play football. According to the structure, he is subject, then helping verb, whatever you use, does. Why? Because he is singular. He is a singular subject. Okay, that's why I have used here does, because does is used with singular subject. He, then helping verb, does, then not, according to the structure not, then verb. In the first form, in the base form we can say, or first form we can say play. Then object, then he does not play football. Okay. Next one is the interrogative sentence. As I've told you, to form the interrogative sentence, it's very important to have a helping verb. And the helping verb, or we can say auxiliary verb of simple present tense, is do and does. Then the same thing we will follow here. We will write do and does according to the subject. If our subject is singular, then write does. If our subject is plural, then write do. Okay, then firstly student, we will start the sentence, means the interrogative sentence, by writing helping verb or auxiliary verb. Then do and does, then subject, then verb first form or base form we can say, then object, then question mark. For the changes here, we write the subject of the after the we write the helping verb after the subject, but here we will write firstly the helping verb. Helping verb subject, verb first form, or we can say verb in base form, then object and question mark. Let's see some example. Do according to helping or subject. Here is given you, and you is plural. That's why it's written here do. Do you, do is helping verb, then subject, use subject. Do you need, then verb, then object, my help, and question mark. Do you need my help? Helping verb, subject, verb, and object. Does she play football on Sundays? Does she play football on Sundays? She is the subject and it's singular. That's why there's use does, because does is used with singular subject. Does she, then verb, then rest of the sentence, or we can say object and question mark. Okay, these are the structure, students, of the simple present tense. Please learn it. Do and does is the helping verb. Does is used with singular subject and do is used with plural subject. Without helping verb, we can't form negative and interrogative sentences. Okay, and in affirmative sentence, we add s and es with singular subject. When our subject is singular, then we add s and es into the verb in the base form of verb. And when our subject is plural, we do not add s or es. We simply write first form of the verb or base form of the verb. And student, as with I we do not add s and es into the verb, as I is singular subject, student. As I have told you, with singular subject we add s or es into the verb, but with I we do not add s or es. Okay, it's exception, like I play, I run, but he plays, he runs, she runs. Okay, but with I we do not add s or es into the verb. Please learn it. I hope students till here you all have understood. Thank you.